In this breakdown, I'll be showcasing a modular physics-driven bow system built from my combat framework in Unreal Engine 5. The goal behind this design was to recreate the tactical feel you get in games like Horizon Zero Dawn, where every shot has weight, tension, and consequences. Obviously, I have not implemented the adaptive triggers on the controller, but you get the idea. From how you draw the string to how the arrow responds to gravity, every part of the system is designed for responsiveness and player feedback.
It's data on the machine.
Like a hunter studying its prey?
Damn it, it broke free! I gotta take this thing down fast. Trap maybe? Frost ammo?
The bow is treated as a fully modular combat weapon. It can be picked up, equipped, and used just like any other weapon. However, without arrows, its functionality is completely useless, reinforcing the survival and resource-driven design of the game. Once equipped, the player enters a ranged local motion state that supports free movement, aiming, and contextual animations. When the player aims, the system activates a dedicated ranged ability, calculating the draw time, tension, accuracy in real time. Holding the fire input builds arrow strength and trajectory precision, while early release results in weaker, less stable shots. The UI provides dynamic feedback, a circular charge indicator that fills up as tension builds. Once it's closed, the arrow has reached optimal charge. This mechanic connects mechanical tension to player intent. The longer you commit, the more lethal and accurate your shot is going to be. When the player releases the input, the bow plays a procedural recoil animation, while the ability system spawns and fires an arrow actor. The system calculates the final velocity and gravity scale based on charge, strength, and camera orientation. The arrow uses a custom projectile movement component that simulates realistic arc, drop, and collision behavior, meaning that any designer could change these parameters and introduce new arrows into the game as well. Meaning they would just have to duplicate this actor and change the projectile movement parameters, and now you have different arrows that behave differently when fired. Every fired arrow registers with the inventory system, consuming one arrow from the stack and notifying the combat component. This ensures your inventory, combat feedback, and animation states are always synced. Upon impact, the arrow applies impulse and damage through the gameplay ability system. It checks for valid damage interfaces before applying effects, of course, allowing designers to create enemies with custom resistance or material responses like armor deflection or stagger. To sell the impact, we use physical impulse, hit decays, and short-lived arrow persistence, so arrows stick naturally into surfaces. We obviously set up a lifespan for each arrow because for optimization, we do not want the arrow to be in our world for a long period of time. But then again, I've also implemented a feature where if the player picks up the arrow within 10 to 15 seconds, it could be re-equipped or, rebuilt to be used again. This combination of physics and systematic validation makes every shot feel reactive and grounded in the world. From a combat design perspective, this system balances three key pillars: player feedback, mechanical depth, and systematic consistency. It rewards timing and accuracy while maintaining the flexibility of modular combat framework. Every mechanic from a draw strength to projectile physics serves the player's intent and communicates power through control. This bow system is just one of the several weapon modules I've designed for my Unreal Engine combat framework. If you're interested in how I approach responsive combat mechanics, check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.